Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I would like to start off by extending my thanks and gratitude for the invitation to speak here at the 13th Annual Gulf Research Meeting. It is a great honor and privilege to address such a distinguished audience. First and foremost, a special thanks to Your Excellency Dr. Abdulaziz bin Sagir and your team at the Gulf Research Center in Cambridge University for organizing and hosting this important meeting. I would like to convey my apologies for not being able to be present in person due to prior commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, of all the challenges facing the world today, none are more pressing or have impacted the international community as much as the Russia-Ukraine conflict. It triggered a massive shock to the global economy, particularly energy and food market, caused extreme civilian harm, and contributed to famine and political instability around the world. Since the outbreak of this crisis, the GCC has closely monitored the situation, and I will endeavor to brief you on the GCC member state collective position on this conflict. The GCC enjoys close economic ties with both Ukraine and Russia prior to the eruption of the crisis in February 2021. The GCC signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Strategic Dialogue with Russia in November 2011, and the two sides have since then engaged in regular discussion to expand their partnership across all areas. A similar agreement was signed with Ukraine in November 2017 during then-President Petro Poroshenko's visit to Riyadh, and the two sides have been working on a draft joint action plan to implement that agreement. Since the outbreak of the crisis, the GCC has tried to maintain a balanced position on this issue. All of the GCC countries voted in favor of the UN General Assembly resolution on 2nd March 2021, joining 135 other nations in demanding the end of Russia operation in Ukraine. The Ministerial Council of the GCC, in its last meeting, issued a statement which included several sections representing its member collective position on the conflict. The position is based on the principle of international law, the UN Charter, and the need to preserve the global system based on respect for state sovereignty, territorial integrity, political independence, and non-interference in internal affairs, and refraining from the use of force and threat, therefore to resolve international dispute. The GCC affirmed its support for all mediation efforts to resolve the crisis between Russia and Ukraine, giving priority to the language of dialogue, implementing ceasefire, finding a political solution, and settling the conflict through negotiations. The GCC commended the humanitarian assistance provided by its member states to Ukraine. The GCC concerned about the devastating effect of the crisis on the people of Ukraine, as well as the negative security repercussions in Europe and around the world, including on food supply chains. The GCC welcomed the extension of the agreement to export grain from Russia and Ukraine across the Black Sea for a period of 60 days until the end of the 17th July 2023. Moreover, the GCC expressed its support for the contribution of the implementation of this agreement to facilitate the export of grain and all foodstuff in order to ensure global food security and humanitarian access. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the GCC countries have been adamant in urging international community to intensify their effort aimed at achieving a peaceful solution, ending the humanitarian crisis, and supporting refugees, displaced persons, and others affected by the war in Ukraine. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, the GCC countries and the Secretariat will continue to cooperate to maintain regional, international, and international security, stability, and prosperity for the benefit of all. Thank you. I look forward to participating in person in the future. Thank you very much.